Tempt. Romance audiobooks. A safe place to explore your dreams.
Chapter 1. Tate. Now. Anthony, my bodyguard, presses the button for the elevator. I've cut it too close. We should have been out of here easily 10 minutes ago. Hopefully, my lateness won't cost me, and we'll get out of here before. The large metal doors slide open, and Bobby exits. It's too late. I'm a few minutes short of escaping my husband.
Good, you're here.
He drags me into our penthouse. Dread seeps into my bones. I'm supposed to meet my FBI handler. I'll be late, and I'll either be pissed or worried. My insides twist. If I'm lucky, late is all I'll be. Anthony still stands by the elevator, unassuming, as if he isn't even here. But he always is. He's my husband's eyes and ears, reporting back to him with my every move. Impassive, he turns his back to me, stepping into the elevator. And now, I'm alone with my tormentor. This is my life. Bobby's ravenous eyes wander my body like a lion, and I'm his prey. I was on my way out. I gesture to the elevator as if I have a say. My husband's punishing hands palm my ass as he licks from my neck to collarbone. I'm going to be sick. At his mercy, brutish hands remove my shirt and bra. His touch is sharp and unforgiving, and I sink my teeth into my bottom lip to hold back any cries. My pain excites him, and I won't give him that. Life with Robert Thornton is a constant battle of extremes, whether it be pain, fear, or hatred. And as hard as I've tried to become completely numb, I'm not always successful. Annoyance shadows his hard features.
Tate, stop with the fucking theatrics. You always pull this shit.
Silence is my response. It's better if I say nothing. He pushes my stomach flush against a kitchen chair, and with my back to his chest, he fumbles between us to undo his pants.
At least I don't have to look at you.
The clink of his belt buckle and zip of his fly trigger the shutdown of my mind and body. This is our usual dance. He takes what isn't his, and I disappear, willingly going someplace else. This time, my focal point is the wide, expansive brick wall in our dining room. My eyes blur, and my body numbs. It's as if I'm no longer here. I barely notice the discarding of my pants and his crude tugs at my body. I fall further into the dark oblivion. Time passes, but how long, I couldn't say. A hard smack to my ass wrenches me back to the present. Frozen, my breathing is slow and steady while I wait. He dresses, and my fingers curl the edge of the chair, hanging on, waiting for him to leave.
Fuck, I'm still hard and could take you again.
His fingers sink into my ass.
I'd fucking wreck you into tomorrow if I had the time.
Another cruel spank, and he's gone. I wait, making sure he really is gone, not moving a muscle until the ding of the elevator reaches my ears. Then I fly to the bathroom, slamming and locking the door behind me. It's hard to believe, but this is the hardest part. At almost 27, disgust swamps me, clogging my throat and drowning my mind when I look at myself in the mirror. Like every other time, my self-recrimination gradually shifts into hatred for him and an overwhelming thirst for vengeance. It grows and takes hold the longer I stare at the broken woman in the mirror. Like a Red Bull flag, the evidence of his violence only feeds my will to survive. I hate him. I will make him bleed. If it's the last thing I do, he will pay for what he has done. I look forward to the shower, and I step into the steaming stall. I scrub furiously, using copious amounts of soap and scalding hot water. I'm on a mission to rid myself of any trace of him. I welcome the pain and discomfort, serving to feed my drive for vengeance. Once ready, I find Anthony waiting for me in the parking garage, stoic and silent. Almost a decade younger than my father at around 55, he's the epitome of a wise guy. Swarthy complexion, dark hair, and stocky build. He's solid muscle, and his unforgiving features deter many from approaching. I should loathe him too, but his familiarity brings an odd comfort, especially in times like these. Our eyes lock through the rearview mirror as he puts the car into drive, and so much goes unsaid. We both know I'm a prisoner. The drive to the yoga studio is quiet. Yoga isn't my thing, nor am I really going to a class. It's one of the many covers used when I meet with the FBI. Anthony is none the wiser, accustomed to me spending my days in spas and hair salons. I'm a loner, without many friends. It's kind of hard to have friends when your life isn't your own. But my mindless pursuits to fill my days has come in handy since I started working with the feds. My bodyguard dutifully waits outside, no matter the appointment and no matter how long I take. My fake yoga classes are no different. He thinks I'm searching for Zen, when in reality, I slip out the back of the building where a car waits to take me to my handler. Today, I'm unsettled and not as calm as I like to be when we meet. Thoughts of Bobby plague me. For the first time in a month, we had sex, and a tidy part of me had hoped he'd lost interest or was satisfied with wherever else he was getting it. Wishful thinking. From day one, his interest in me has been a living, breathing, and growing thing. His need is insatiable and always vicious. I shut down to survive, and he hates it. There is a small amount of pleasure in that. Bobby wants to own all of me, all the time. That will never happen. He takes my body without consent, but I won't let him have the rest of me. I won't let him have my heart, my mind, my soul. Never. Special Agent Tripp, that's all the information he'll give me, waits for me behind the yoga studio. He watches and follows me from afar, for the most part. He's kind of like my shadow, not to be confused with my handler. He's more a ghost than an FBI agent, driving me to and from meetings with my handler. There's something eerily familiar about him, and that makes no sense at all. Until this case, when I agreed to work with the FBI, I never knew the man existed. And even now, I barely know him. Silence is our bond. In the beginning, we would only speak to each other when we had to. He made sure I understood the procedures, when and where to be, how I could get in touch with him, and things like that. He doesn't do small talk, and neither do I. And even though we have very little to say to each other, the time I spend in the back of his vehicle is welcomed. Weird, but a kind of solace. When in the car, I don't need to be on alert. I can simply be. The only annoying thing is his constant stare. He watches me through the rearview mirror with those hauntingly blue eyes. The FBI want me to believe he's for my safety, and as much as I'd like to think that my well-being is important to the feds, I know better. I'm an asset. I have what they want. Today, it looks like he's taking me to another motel. Well, it's been almost 18 months of this. There are only so many places we can safely meet. Hotels and motels are the popular spots, and even with the FBI in tow, I'm still wary of my surroundings once we arrive. It doesn't matter if I've been to the location before. During my time working with the FBI, I've become somewhat an expert on covert rendezvous, surveillance, and wiretaps. My weekly appointments are B-movie cloak and dagger nonsense, bait and switch, to safeguard my meetings with my handler. But there's nothing make-believe or Hollywood about this. Lives depend on me not getting caught. My handler is Davis Coop Cooper, and from day one, we hit it off. He's charming, smart, and funny. When he first approached me, all those months ago, I thought he was trying to pick me up. Here was this tall, impressive man with dark skin, tender brown eyes, and a knockout smile coming my way. I was getting my nails done, and he was the only man in the place. I was hyper-aware, ready to tell him to get lost before he even opened his mouth. He surprised me in more ways than one. He was easy to talk to, and it took little coaxing on his part for me to agree to be a confidential informant. He made me feel like he cared and truly wanted to help me get out of my situation. Even still, I knew better than to trust him completely. He isn't my friend. Ours is a mutually beneficial union. Once at the motel door, I rap the code. 20 beats and repeat. Meeting in shitholes is tiresome, but necessary. No one will look for me, the wife of one of New York's most powerful and corrupt men, in a flea-ridden motel in a seedy part of the city. The door opens, and a man stands before me. He isn't Coop. "Who are you?" I step back, tense and ready to run. Tripp said nothing about a new guy. I double-check the room number. It's the right room. Who is this guy? Staring at the stranger, my eyes narrow, and I plant my feet firmly in the corridor. Can I book it before he does God knows what to me? Has Bobby figured out what I'm up to? If this is the moment everything comes to an end, it isn't what I envisioned in this war I've waged. While there must be a loser, I've never seen myself as one, which many might find funny, given I am a prisoner in my own life. But no, I will be the victor. Obsessed with their downfall, I'll do anything to bring them to their knees. Tall, dark, and handsome, with his jet black hair, chiseled everything, and striking blue eyes, grabs my bicep, hauling me into the room. "Who the hell are you? And where's Coop?" For one insane second, I contemplate taking him, but it's just as quickly dismissed. Despite my twice-weekly Krav Maga classes, I've never used my skills outside of the gym.
Mrs. Thornton, I'm Special Agent Rylan Wolfe. I'm your new handler.
Mr. GQ flashes his badge before turning to walk into the room.
Coop's been reassigned.
He may be a stunner, but I'm immune to men. Reluctantly, I follow, still attentive, but less anxious after seeing his credentials. It's Tate, not Mrs. Thornton. And where's Coop? Turning, Wolfe nails me with his intense gaze, stripping me of my armor. My fight or flight kicks in. Maybe he isn't legit?
Like I said, he's been reassigned. But not to worry. I've been on this case as long as he has.
I should get the hell out of here, but necessity keeps me rooted to the spot. I need the FBI. If I walk away now, my plan stalls. I'd have to regroup and figure out the best way forward on my own. A departure from the FBI would set me back months, if not years. No, I simply can't. I'll die before I walk away. I've come so far, and the end is so near. Look, Wolfe, you've got to give me more than that if I'm going to trust you. I keep my gaze trained to the door, my only way out. If you're familiar with this case, You'll understand why switching handlers this late in the game doesn't sit well with me. Where's Coop? His intense gaze travels the length of my body, appreciative yet dissecting, as if he's trying to decide if he can trust me. The feeling's mutual, mister. Never one to be intimidated, I barely bat an eyelash at his impressive form, exquisitely showcased in a black Armani suit. He's easily got an extra 6 inches over my 5'7", and like I said before, easy on the eyes.
Look, Mrs. Thornton.
It's Tate. And no, you look. I trust Coop. You, not so much. If you expect me to trust you, tell me why he left. I'm failing miserably at reining in my frustration. He is as committed to this as I am.
So am I.
His fists curl. Then tell me what happened. He motions for me to sit in the desk chair while he perches on the bed.
One of our assets gave Coop up to Bobby and Warren.
Assets? I frown, sinking my teeth into my bottom lip to keep from screaming. I'm incredulous to this news. As far as I knew, I was their only asset, and won it that way. The more people involved, the more risk of failure.
Relax. Surely you couldn't have thought you were our only asset. Your info has been invaluable in building a case, but we need more. Other informants.
Others? No one else can be trusted.
We've got a few.
His patronizing tone irks me.
In cases like
a few? I jump to my feet, and the chair falls onto the carpet with a thud. Why didn't Coop tell me this? Seriously?
Serious as a heart attack.
His waning patience is plain to see in his clenched jaw and furrowed brow. This is insane. If you tell me what more you need, I can get it. Even as I make the claim, my voice wavers. There's a lot about Bobby's business I don't have access to.
Calm the fuck down.
Clasping both hands behind his neck, he glares. What the hell is his problem? My attitude? What does he expect? I may not exactly be calm, but I have reason. Coop lied to me. I trusted him for almost 2 years, and he lied to me.
You don't have access to the business and can't get that intel without raising suspicion. Do you seriously think what you've given us is enough to put these assholes behind bars for the rest of their lives?
He exhales harshly.
It isn't. Not by a long shot. We need concrete evidence of criminal activity, which you can't get.
His words, harsh but true, batter my ego. I've provided names, some locations and dates, but nothing really concrete about their operation. I clamp my mouth shut, repressing the tongue lashing I desperately want to dish out. There's no point continuing this line of questioning when he's right. Getting into bed with the FBI was crucial, but tricky. When Coop approached me, I was already planning my escape. I'd have preferred to do it on my own, but instead, I saw his offer as a sign. I needed someone to watch my back. The FBI became that added protection. Now, with my sudden, knee-jerk reactions to Wolfe, perhaps I should rethink our arrangement. So where's Coop now? Is he safe?
Yeah. We're not exactly sure what happened. Somehow, Bobby won over our asset. She's out of the picture now. Coop's safe. We moved him, creating enough of a paper and cyber trail to make it look like he was nowhere near New York.
Did Bobby buy it?
Looks like it. It made her look like an opportunist, trying to get into his bank account and bed.
I rub my clammy hands along the tops of my thighs, staring down at the dirty carpet. Coop was my partner. Or at least, that's how I thought of him. And now he's gone. Once again, I'm alone and flooded with feelings of loss as if I've lost someone close to me. And sadly, this seems to be what I am good at. Loss.
You haven't asked the obvious.
Wolfe's deep voice cuts into my confusing and glum thoughts. He's studying me intently, and his look suggests he can't quite figure me out. What's that?
Aren't you concerned for your safety? You haven't asked if you were compromised, if you're safe.
Muddled. It takes me a second or two to figure out what he's getting at. Coop's cover was blown, and he is asking if I'm concerned about being found out. Sure, it's always a possibility, but it doesn't change anything. Why would I? I'll never be safe until Bobby and my father are gone.
You can listen to the rest of the book in the Tempt Romance audiobooks app, available on the App Store and Google Play. The link to the book is in the description. Discover even more bestsellers and exclusive stories updated weekly, only in Tempt Romance audiobooks.